players to get hurt while training, and all these other awful things that can happen in between now and the NFL draft. But in the meantime, unless something catastrophic happens, it's just basically killing time for the next 9 days. So what we're going to get into tonight is the thing that sent Titans fans into a frenzy. It's Cam Ward talking about the Tennessee Titans on a Fortnite stream last night. And we will get into that together. We will also touch on Nico Iamaleava because it appears that he has a landing spot in college football, though that is not quite as concrete as at least the reporting, the initial reporting, would lead you to believe. We'll do a little rising and falling at the end of the show. We'll see what Bert and Ross has cooked up for the end of show topic this evening. We will dive in together and see if you are just as tickled as the rest of your fan base was about Cam Ward talking on Fortnite about the Tennessee Titans. Before we get started, need you guys to share this broadcast around on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Twitch, wherever you're spending time with us this evening. We would appreciate where and when you share this show. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch are the live stream platforms that we are operating on here this evening. If you're on Twitter, please retweet the show in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you're on Facebook Live, you can share now to public. That's in the bottom left. And if you're on YouTube or on Twitch, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend to do the same. Maybe text the link to somebody if you want to talk a little Cam Ward, a little Nico Iamaleava on this Wednesday night. And as you guys do that, we will continue to get this thing up off the ground, and more of you guys will trickle on in here, and I'll go ahead and start the show. Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time from the Zen Sports Studios. I'm your host, Buck Rising. I'm proud, as always, to be presented to you by the wonderful people at True Mav Fitness in the Gulch. Fridays are my True Mav days, and I can't wait to get back in there on Friday for a little Arm Farm Friday. True Mav Fitness has your personal training, your group fitness classes, or the best and most cost-effective membership options for you. TrueMavFitness.com. Your first workout is free as a Middle Tennessee resident. Buy Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer, online at TwoRiversFord.com. Quality American-made Ford vehicles and award-winning customer service are on offer. Go to Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet or online at TwoRiversFord.com. Like I mentioned, BartDurham.com. If you have experienced an automobile incident or personal injury, the experts at BartDurham.com are there to guide you through the process because you deserve to be paid. And Zen Sports, speaking of getting paid, make the betting process even better. Go to ZenSports.com, plug in the promo code ATOZTN, and you will get up to $100 on your no danger first wager. Terms and conditions do apply. All right, so we really have nothing to talk about, which is why this Cam Ward headline, if you want to call it a headline, is out in the world the way that it is. But it did send Titans fans into a frenzy. Anytime the player that is not yet on your team, the player that you are likely to draft, starts talking about the team that you root for, understandably so, it's going to get the fan base energized. It's just going to give them something to talk about in the time that we have to kill between now and the NFL draft. So the question that I want to ask you is this on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. In the comment section, if you would be so kind as to participate there. Which Cam Ward Fortnite clip was the funniest to you? We have several to choose from, and we will get through them here together. We've got two, in fact, of the three that made the most headlines here. And if you're unfamiliar with what happened, Cam Ward, young, just out of college kid, live streams video games, as so many people do. You don't have to be a kid to do that. You can be an adult and do that. You can be a Twitch streamer and make millions and millions of dollars if you want to do it that way. And there's plenty of people who like to game online. I personally don't. Just not something. Even when I did play video games, I never really got into the online gaming part of it. Bert had to explain it to me like a child. Yeah, basically every video game comes with an online function for you to compete against other players. But either way, Cam Ward plays Fortnite. Fortnite's been around for the better part of a decade at this point in time. So it's got some staying power because with the generation of Cam Ward, apparently that's where you go to talk about the team that most likely will draft you number one overall. So which Cam Ward Fortnite clip was the funniest to you? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. It's your Two Rivers Ford take. As always, it's presented by Two Rivers Ford, the South's most trusted Ford dealer, online at TwoRiversFord.com, where they currently offer you Employee pricing for everyone. Almost every new Ford on the lot you can have for the same price that they pay at Two Rivers Ford. It's one of the many reasons that they go above and beyond to serve you as the customer, just as they have done so for over 40 years. Go to Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet or online at tworiversford.com for more information. The South's most trusted Ford dealer. So there's so many different things that you are trying to, just suss through, just get by so you can get a little closer to the NFL draft. And this Cam Ward Fortnite story is certainly one of them. So which was your favorite Cam Ward Fortnite clip? Bustin' Diamond says this story being news is why the NFL is king. Truly. I think this is the dumbest shit in the world. I'll be honest with you, just because there's no story to it, right? I mean, the story is that he said the names of Titans players on a live stream, and that's what it is. And that's fine. And I don't begrudge fans for getting excited about it, but the fact that it is turned into a story, the fact that TMZ aggregated it, the fact that ESPN is posting clips of Cam Ward's Fortnite game on their Instagram account, just again speaks to, one, the fact that the NFL carries the day almost every time, 10 times out of 10. The NFL is going to take up the largest amount of oxygen of any of the major professional American sports. And two, speaks to the amount of downtime that we have. The NBA playoffs started last night, the play-in game, which, by the way, Zach Edey, terrible for the Memphis Grizzlies last night against the Golden State Warriors. Really hated to see the Grizz lose the way that they did. Ja looked spectacular, and they've been sliding since they fired Taylor Jenkins. But we got playoffs going on, and people are more interested in Cam Ward's Fortnite stream, it would seem. So, despite it being dumb as shit, it's fine if you get a kick out of it, because that's what these things are. And so the question becomes, which was your favorite Fortnite clip from Cam Ward? Burks at the end, says Benjamin Buck. Traylon Burks. James said, but he said it on Fortnite. It means it's true. Yes, I know, James. I know, but I don't know how to advance the story because there is no actual story other than Cam Ward likes to play video games and he knows the names of a couple of players on the Titans roster. Beyond that, what I know about Cam Ward now is that he's got a good sense of humor.
My top four running backs in the league right now, I would say Tony Pollard, Spears,
Tony Pollard and Spears. Yay for Cam Ward. He knows two names of Titans running backs. I made the joke on the radio show today. Didn't name Julius Chestnut. Bad teammate Cam Ward. Is Julius Chestnut even on the Titans roster? I think they brought him back. I can't remember off the top of my head. But either way. So he knows the names of the two top running backs for the Tennessee Titans. Congratulations to Cam Ward. And then there's this where he's asked to rank wide receivers in the NFL.
Okay, so y'all already said Ridley, Jamar, Justin.
I think Jason Jamar is like the top.
And then for my last one, Traylon Burks. And that ain't
one. I don't know what he says after that, but that ain't one. All right, so that's Cam Ward on Fortnite. What was your favorite Cam Ward clip? A lot of you were saying the Burks clip, and that is probably the one. And listen, I appreciate that he's supportive of his teammates. I appreciate that he's leaning in. I appreciate that he's got a sense of humor about the fact that it's the worst kept secret in the world that Cam Ward is going to go to the Titans. That's great. Don't care any more than that. Traylon Burks being a part of that. He said, that ain't cap. Well, it is. It's a bold-faced lie, and I hate to call the player a liar before I've even met him or covered him, but either Cam Ward is delusional, a terrible evaluator of talent, or he's a liar. Respectfully, because that's complete total nonsense. Nobody thinks Traylon Burks is a good professional football player at this point in time, but I appreciate that he is supporting his future teammate in Traylon Burks, so that's very cute. Now we can move on from the Fortnite story, thank God. All right, Nico Iamaleava is a much bigger story, a much more interesting story, but we typically do a Titan show around here, but this is the biggest story in sports, and it just happens to be a semi-local one. So the question that I'm going to ask you is this, so that we can put this Fortnite bullshit behind us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Fair or foul? UCLA reportedly getting ready to sign Nico Iamaleava. In the comments section, please let me know if you believe that to be fair or foul. If you're not familiar with the Nico story, I will get you up to date as best as humanly possible. And we'll play you a clip from Max Olson, who made an appearance on the ACC network talking about the situation here in just a second. But is it fair or foul that the UCLA Bruins are planning to add, or at least efforting to add, Nico Iamaleava through the transfer portal that opened today? In the comment section, you guys can give your answers. While you do that, I'll remind you that the Primetime program is made possible by TrueMad Fitness in the Gulch, where you go to get the best workout in Middle Tennessee. TrueMadFitness.com, your first workout free as a Middle Tennessee resident. No workout ever recycled or repeated. Just the best in the business at TrueMadFitness.com. Go get your personal training on. Go get your group fitness on. Go get your workout on at their awesome facility in downtown Nashville in the Gulch. Benjamin Buck says, but Burks is still on the roster as wide receiver too. No, I can't even imagine. Like, I would rather see Jaquan Jackson run routes than Traylon Burks at this point in time. And that was somebody who was a healthy scratch for basically the second half of the season. Richie says fair. Amar says fair. Lewis says fair. Michael, fair. Titans, Kyle, fair. Everybody's saying fair at this point in time. Nobody against UCLA, the Bruins, adding Nico Iamaleava. So here's the latest reporting, because you obviously know, I'm sure most of you know at this point in time, that Nico had a situation where he was the first hold-in college football player that ultimately saw the University of Tennessee decide that they were not interested in being in the Nico business anymore. So he enters the transfer portal with a do not contact tag and is expected now, according to The Athletic, to head to UCLA. So they part ways with Nico ahead of Tennessee's spring game over an alleged compensation dispute with the school's NIL collective. Really his family, who is the root of all evil here, because I don't blame Nico for what happened. I blame his father and Cordell Landers, who is apparently one of his handlers or managers, neither of whom are a certified agent, neither of whom should be responsible for the financial viability of this kid, and neither of whom have done anything well in this process other than make themselves infamous, because now everybody knows who Nick Iamaleava is. He's the helicopter parent of a very talented quarterback that he's probably ruined the collegiate career of. And I do not say that lightly. So Nick Iamaleava has really done his son a disservice. And whether he's done the same thing to his younger son, Madden, who's to say? But we know that they are lying now publicly in interviews with CBS Sports. And I believe they did another interview. I can't remember where the second interview was. Front Office Sports. There was an interview with Front Office Sports that featured the family talking about the fact that it was the University of Tennessee's fault that this happened. Nothing to do with the money. It was about the offense. Okay, bullshit. Nobody believes you. You're a liar. You're the person out there calling a reporter a bitch on social media when he got the accurate reporting that's caused this firestorm around you because you couldn't understand how to properly do business at a high enough level, and you did it at your son's own expense. So this is a disaster of a situation for Nico. I am most sorry for him because I feel like he will be the one who is most hurt, not his father, who appears to be grifting off of his son's talents. It's a terrible story. It's a cautionary tale. Somebody had to be the first one, and unfortunately for Vols fans and for Nico, it just so happened to be him. So with everything that's gone on, UCLA plans to add him. He was making reportedly somewhere in the ballpark of $2.4 million at the University of Tennessee. How much he may make from UCLA has not yet been disclosed, but fair to expect that it is probably not going to be what he was making from the Vols. So the question becomes fair or foul in the comment section. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. UCLA potentially adding Nico Iamaleava to their roster. This was Max Olson of ESPN, who's done some good reporting on this, talking on the ACC network about the circumstance earlier today.
He has gone full throttle today because the transfer portal open. Max has gotten zero sleep, head on a swivel, fake left, go right. Max, normally you get like a national signing day. It's like Christmas time. Man, this portal, you knew it was coming. Wednesday was going to be a crazy day. And I don't think it's disappointed from that perspective, has it?
I mean, I haven't received any $1 million offers today, so I mean, we'll see. We'll see how things go. But yeah, no, in terms of just the volume of players entering the transfer portal on Wednesday, the first day of this 10-day period, it's over 400 FBS scholarship players now on the market. Power 4, Group of 5, a ton of FCS players out there too. It is a lot of players trying to make changes and trying to make moves here for the 2025 season, and certainly trying to probably make more money at their next school. It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know how you do it, but I commend you for doing what you do because it's impossible even for us to keep up with it. We just had EJ Manuel on, and we've been talking about it. Everyone's been talking about it. The Nico Iamaleava situation with Tennessee, the holdout, and then putting his name in the portal with the do not contact tag. What's the latest on the Nico situation right now?
Well, I wouldn't say there's a significant bidding war going on for Nico at this point. He is officially in the portal. I think right now, just almost by default, UCLA is the front runner, and he and his camp are in conversations with UCLA trying to figure out if they can get a deal done here. But there's not a lot of other options at this point, and I think that's kind of the challenge when you go in the portal after spring practice. These teams have established starting quarterbacks that they're already paying, that they trust. And so, obviously the headlines of last week, that makes it a little bit tougher for teams that are going to be a little bit more hesitant to make this move. So yeah, right now, Nico and his camp, they're talking with UCLA, obviously Southern California native. That would make a lot of sense, but we will see if there's any mystery teams that emerge here and try to pick him up. But certainly you're not seeing a lot of teams trying to drop their quarterback and chase the former Tennessee quarterback.
Which is crazy because he immediately becomes the best prospect in the portal. Nico Iamaleava, the former 5-star recruit and the quarterback who helped Tennessee, did not lead Tennessee, but helped Tennessee get to a college football playoff last year. I mean, to me, it's fair for UCLA because they're bidding against themselves. They can basically set their own price, and it's just a matter of whether Nico wants to play college football this year or not, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about. And I suppose there's a world in which he could just sit out if he's not making enough money, but I don't know if he goes from 2.4 to 1.5 or something like that, or even a mill. It's probably a pretty difficult thing to pass up at this point in time, especially given that his negotiators on his behalf have royally screwed him. So, there are so many different dynamics here that are complicated. And the most complicated one is he and his family, because his family is the one who has done him the most harm. And of course, you're not going to go against your family in almost every situation. But when there's this much money at stake, it certainly makes you think about it. But it's tough to ask a father, or a son rather, to go against his father, especially in the Polynesian culture where the patriarchy is revered as one of the highest forms of the familial situation. So really, really difficult circumstance for Nico. I feel worst for him more than anybody else. I also feel terrible for Vols fans because this was supposed to be the year that you were going to build on your college football playoff appearance. You got the quarterback. You're retooling the offensive line. You went and got some wide receiver help. Yeah, you kept Mike Matthews from jumping into the portal. So many different things that were done to get Vols fans excited about the upcoming season. And now if you win 7 games, that would suck. The floor under Josh Heupel should probably be 8 wins. But this, I don't know. I don't know how a team quarterbacked by Jake Merklinger, who we've never seen take a real snap, could be expected to win more than 6 or 7 games in the SEC. It's going to be tough. So it's a bad situation for Vols fans. I thought Josh Heupel handled it expertly. I thought Nick Iamaleava, the father of this, of Nico, if I was Nico, I would emancipate myself from him. But again, I understand that that's complicated and that the family dynamics are a real problem. So it's fair for UCLA because there's no market for him, which means you can basically offer him almost whatever you want. And if he wants to play college football, he may not have another choice. So again, Nico, the one most hurt by this. A to Z Sports Prime Time is presented by the wonderful people at Bart Durham Injury Law. You go to bartdurham.com. You get a free consultation. You can find out more about their case results and their areas of practice, because if you've been in an automobile accident or sustained a personal injury, there is nobody better than bartdurham.com. For over 75 years, they've helped people in Tennessee and in Kentucky, and they can do the same for you because you deserve to be paid. And the place that's going to help you get paid is bartdurham.com. All right. What do we have for rising and falling? Whose stock rose? Whose stock fell? Nico's stock has fallen tremendously. Nico's dad's stock has fallen even further. Who else has had a stock up moment or a stock down? Dan Lanning from Oregon, says Joe Blacko in the comments section on YouTube. He says, Dan Lanning from Oregon informing Josh Heupel that Nico's family was shopping him around. That is such a huge thing to happen in the world of college football, because I'm sure Dan Lanning and Oregon weren't the only program contacted by Nico's people, allegedly. And I'm sure that plenty of people sat on that information as opposed to doing the right thing, which is to call Josh Heupel and be like, hey, just so you know, no bad blood between you and I, but your quarterback's dad is shopping him around. Just thought you might be aware of that or might want to be aware of that before you get caught off guard by something like this. So Dan Lanning does the thing that very few other coaches actually would. Now you have coaches coming out all over the place. Being like, yeah, you can't do that at our program. You can't come here. You can't play for just the money after the decision has been made, after Josh Heupel has already been the first one to take the stand that way. It's a lot of puffing out your chest from a bunch of fake tough guys, I think, on this front. But Dan Lanning did the right thing. Dan Lanning protected the coaching fraternity that way and gave Josh Heupel a heads up. So stock up Dan Lanning, absolutely. Let's see. Christopher says Cam's top 4 wide receivers. Yeah, that's stock down. Clearly Cam Ward, not a great talent evaluator, and just really great sense of humor, it would seem, and a good teammate, which a good future teammate you appreciate. But yeah, I wouldn't want, if he thinks Traylon Burks is anywhere close to anybody's top receiver list for anything, other than a receiver of injury, then I don't know how you could trust Cam Ward's roster evaluation beyond that. Julian saying stock rose after the spring game. Who's stock rose after this? Julian saying? Oh, okay. Got it. Stock rose after the spring game. I hear you. His dad's Twitter account, of all people, if just all people roasting him. Yeah, the dad's Twitter account is a hellscape, and deservedly so. The dad deserves the smoke, not Nico. And I understand that some of you are saying that, well, he's 20 years old. He's an adult, this, that, and the other. And some of you had to grow up faster than others. I think that at 20 years old, most people are still children. Hell, I'm 31 and I'm still doing dumb shit all the time, right? Like, it's some people have to grow up faster than others because their circumstance demand it. Nico Iamaleava is a 20-year-old at the center of a multi-million-dollar transaction on a regular basis, and his parents seem to be the one, or his father seems to be one, royally screwing him on this, screwing him out of money. Stock up Kyle Larson, who was just going to the world of NASCAR. Stock up Robert Walsh. Robert Walsh. We had a fun day at the Nashville Zoo. We had a great day at the Nashville Zoo, and we're going to start doing radio show content outside of the radio show because we've, got plenty of time on our hands during the off season, certainly. And there's a lot of fun stuff that we have access to because of the platform that the radio show gives us. So we decided to take our talents, and our talents being Robert Walsh, to the Nashville Zoo today and let him run wild. And the video that you are going to see next Tuesday is going to have this clip and many, many more.
Are the evaluators of the animal world, the talent finders, the blue chip checkers, and we're here to find out today. Timon, who do you think is the hidden gem in this year's draft? It seems if Willie Lampkin has no friends, it's because this meerkat.
So Bert interviewing meerkats today is a part of the thing that you will see when we release it on our social media channels on Tuesday of draft week. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for you draft week. We got a big announcement on the radio show tomorrow, as a matter of fact, for the install. Bert, how would you tease tomorrow's big announcement with Greg Cosell appearing with us live at 12:20, even though you're going to be somewhere else? Oh, his headset's not on. That sounds about right. Audio professional. Well done by you. You want to speak to people, or you just want to talk to the meerkats in your spare time? Watch the battery be completely dead. Look at you. You're literally broadcasting from a meerkat hole in the ground. See, that's the kind of quality audio professionalism that you can come to expect from Robert Walsh. Nope. Animal extraordinaire. Get off my
Hey! Oh, how about now?
Damn it.
That's what I'm talking about. I would tease it by saying 3 letters. A-S. She's going down to the install. Amy Adams drunk. Get your tickets now.
No, she's not.
Oh, that's what I thought you told me. I thought you said it. I thought you said Amy Adams Strunk was coming.
Get off my screen.
I've been telling everyone that she's going to be there.
She's definitely not going to be there.
Shit. I messed up. I have messed up. But did you know that those meerkats kind of braided my beard a little bit? Like I've got a bunch of little.
I think that's just the sweat making it coil up like a dog that's fur is matted.
No, this is different from usual. These are nice little
your
braids.
boy Joe Blacko says Amy would sell the team before she showed up at the install. And you're probably right.
You've said it twice tonight. I love that.
Joe Blacko? You want me to say it again? Joe Blacko.
I love it.
It doesn't say Joe Whiteout. It says Joe Blacko. I'm just reading comments. Yeah. What butterfly? What is it? What are we talking about here?
I thought there was one flying around in the background earlier.
In here?
Yeah, behind you. I saw people asking, like, I think it landed on your face, and that's why, like, early in the show, we had people saying, like, what's on your face or something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, look. Buck, what's up with the butterfly? It was, like, flying behind you.
I don't know what happened.
One of your cats probably got it, but anyway, we've drugged this
not if you could see. I'm gonna take you inside the palatial Rising Estates to see what the butterfly killer supreme is.
Oh, look at that fat cat! Look at that fat cat!
Sweet Francis. All right, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Big announcement on the install. It's not Amy Adams Strunk. We'll do that at 12:20 with Greg Cosell tomorrow. Get your tickets now, because when we announce it, even if it's not Amy Adams Strunk, the thing's going to sell out, and we're going to have a great time. You, me, 250 other Titans fans in the house as we break down Cam Ward, the Fortnite player, and everything else in between. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow morning for a big announcement at 10 a.m. on 104.5 The Zone. Oh, this thing on my face.
There's a very low percentage of this that is smiles and glory holes. Very low percentage.